Okay, cool. All right, I just started the recording. Okay, guys, thank you so much for getting on. It's 6:15 on the dot, so we're just going to go ahead and jump into this. Haley and I, we wanted to do basically just an Instagram training with like some of our teammates, but then we were like, okay, let's just open it up to everybody. So, you know, I personally don't think I'm an expert at Instagram, so I don't know everything. I know that Haley feels the same way, but we're going to share just like tips that, you know, have worked for us, and just kind of go over the basics. This could, you know, be perfect for a new distributor or someone who's just, you know, been in the business but trying to jump into Instagram itself. I know a lot of people will make the excuse that they just like don't know how to do Instagram. And so, you know, one thing to remember is that there are so many tips in any pages that you're in, and then also YouTube. A lot of things that I've learned about Instagram, you can YouTube pretty much everything. Hold on, I'm going to mute all participants really quick again. I don't know why that keeps happening. I guess when people come like hop on, they're not muted. So Haley is just going to kind of start with we're kind of just going to go back and forth. We have some notes, but I'm sure we won't follow them perfectly. So Haley's just going to go over a few things, and then we'll just go back and forth.
Okay, so I'm sure you guys know that I have been like obsessed with podcasts lately, and okay, so obviously we know self-development is so important, but there are so many tools out there as far as like learning how to grow your business. And so I recently have found a lot of podcasts relating to Instagram because that's a weak spot for me and I really want to grow and focus on that. And I've learned a crap ton. And so I really want to share it with you guys because I'm going to start implementing this. So obviously we know what to do when it comes to building our business. But the first thing that you want to kind of look at is, what does your profile look like? And so if someone were to come to your Instagram page and they see like it works just everywhere in your profile, they're more than likely going to unfollow you or just move on. Because obviously people, we just don't want to see that. Like we don't want to see a brand. We don't want to see spam and ads and quotes and everything like all blown up on your page. So we want to make it personal. So with that being said, make sure that there is not "it works," like the actual like phrase, the logo, whatever in your bio. Take that out if you have that right now, and change it to something more positive, something more appealing. So you could say like influencer or social media marketer, brand ambassador, I don't know, say something along the lines where it doesn't actually tell what company you're with, because that's going to build curiosity and people are going to wonder, what do you do? And then it's kind of like telling your story. So in your bio, what are your like 5 core pillar things about you that somebody would instantly know, or that you would want someone to know on your page, or when they get to know you, or when they just automatically go and see if they should follow you back. So for example, the 5 pillars is kind of like your foundation, like who you are, and maybe you're still trying to figure out who you are, which is totally fine, but just put something that like you're passionate about or something that you really enjoy doing. So for example, for me, my like biggest for sure 3 things is God, my faith, and fitness, and coffee. So like for sure, I will have that in my bio. And so obviously don't put God, coffee, fitness, like be like fun, have fun with it, kind of play around with different terms. Like you could say like fitness for athletic or aesthetics, or you could say like coffee lover, or like, I don't know, get caffeinated, or like just kind of be fun with it. Don't just do like one word. Make sure that there's not necessarily like a phrase or a sentence, but just kind of draw people in with how you phrase things about you. And because people want to see who you are. And also just, it's really hot in here. I have my door open, I'm like sweating. Okay, anyway. So yeah, just kind of think of it as if you were to go to your page, like right now, I will go to my page and I'm just going to do this with you guys. So if I were to go to my page and I'm just scrolling through, for one, I take a crap ton of selfies. Okay. So people know that I am very consistent with what I post. The second thing is fitness. I have an entire column of all fitness posts, and that's either me at the gym, or that's me outside, like at the lake and just in fitness gear because I did cardio. That's like my progress, and I'm talking about my results with the products that I'm using. So I have an entire column of just fitness. Another column is like with friends and just fun things that I'm doing, but it all resorts back to what I'm passionate about, who I am. I don't know, just kind of think of it as like your brand, like who you are is your brand. And that's kind of like a really important thing. And with your profile, Ashley's going to kind of touch on this too, but just a few things before I pass it on to her. Make sure that your profile, whether it's your picture or just in general, like your top 9, they are appealing, they are bright, they're high quality pictures. So if you have like pictures taken in the dark, or you can't really tell what you look like, or maybe the camera's all up in your face, like back up a little bit, clean up your page. Like put your phone on a stand or something and set the timer and kind of get like a full body shot, or more of like for people to see exactly who you are. Do different angles. So like get a selfie, or have somebody else take your picture, or maybe even take a picture of like you doing things, or views or whatever, to where it's different type of pictures that are being posted and not the same angle in every single picture, because that just gets boring. And people just can't really relate to that. So no blurry pictures, keep it really relevant to your 5-pillar, your 5 things about you, and no negativity. Like don't post about like you getting plastered last weekend, or I don't know, you just be like clean, just have fun with it, but be clean. And remember that you have a business and you need to represent a positive light to who you are. And I have my profile on public just because I feel like people follow me more when I'm on public. That's completely a personal choice. If you want to do public or private, Ashley will touch on this too, but I personally prefer public. I've tried both, and that's just what works for me. But also, one last thing for your profile, you literally will have max 10 seconds to grab someone's attention before they move on. So if your profile is not clean, it's not bright, and it doesn't look fun, and it looks like you just are boring, or you're not consistent, or whatever, people are not going to follow that, and they're going to move on. Or if you don't have anything to offer to them, or you have no value on your page, even just by looking at a picture, they're going to move on. So really just look at your page and see what you need to clean up, take these tips and really take it to the next level. Check out those podcasts, go to YouTube, and just figure out how you can appeal more to your followers. And that's where Ashley is going to touch in with kind of a little bit more about like public and private and your theme and things like that.
Okay, so one thing that I feel like whenever I first started, I didn't know anything about like what to post, how to post like good pictures and what I should be posting. So if you are someone who posts selfies, which you should be, you need to get like a preset or have the exact same type of like editing on each picture that you are using on your feed. So if you go look at my Instagram, you can see that I have like it's kind of like rows. So one row is like pictures of me or my team, me and my team, or just me and somebody else, or just a selfie. And those are always going to be opportunity posts. And then I have a whole thing that are just quotes. We'll get back to all the questions at the end. We just don't want to get distracted. So once we end the recording, we'll get back to all the questions. And then the middle is all quotes, because you don't want to only be posting about the business. And then I have a whole other one of just my daughter. Before I had her, it was just like random things, like Haley was saying, like views or just like food or other things. So make sure that you have some type of layout going on with your Instagram, because yes, Instagram stories are so amazing. I know we're going to talk about that next, but making sure that you are also posting on your feed about it as well. So for me right now, my page is public only because I'm doing a giveaway. And I did a bunch of hashtags. So right now it's public, but within the next few days, I'm going to turn it back to private. And mine is typically always private, just because I feel like whenever I am, following people and then they go through my story, they can see that I already sell at work. So, or sell something, so I always have mine private, just because, and you got to figure out what works for you. It's weird. Haley's is public, mine's private. So that's why I wanted us both to touch on what works for us. And then figure out those 3 things that you do want to post about. So what I want you guys to do is put those core 4 things that you want people to know you, like who you are. If you follow me, like you literally know that I love God, you know that I drink my coffee every single day, I have a daughter, and you guys all probably know her name, and you know that my fiance is just like a goofball. So focus on those 4 things. So literally every single person, put the 4 things that you post about and that you want to be posting about on your story. If you're not doing it yet, put it in the chat of the things that, you are going to focus on with your post. So we're going to talk about stories. And Haley, I just want you to talk about like maybe a few apps that you like to use with making, your own stories. I know that's like huge, and I like preach that. So just kind of go over what we had talked about.
Yeah. So I'm not like a huge editor type of person, but I am sticking to a theme right now on my Instagram, and the apps that I currently am using is Lightroom, and that's typically for presets. So that's kind of what Ashley was talking about with like making it look appealing when you have a theme on your profile. So like whether all the pictures are not necessarily like the same picture, but the editing and like the overall feel and the atmosphere of it is like the same color or the same contrast. Or so like right now mine are like, it's kind of like an orangey bright type of theme. So it's really, really clean, really bright, kind of getting ready for summer. And the apps that I use outside of Lightroom is Pick Tap Go, and I'll do Facetune sometimes if I feel like it's like,
Oh my gosh.
I'll only use Facetune if I feel like super grainy in certain areas. I do not make my face look perfect. Let me tell y'all, you watch me on Zoom, whatever, you can tell I'm a real person. I don't do that. But no, so like I'm still keeping myself real and like I look like a human and not a doll. So keep that in mind when you are editing your pictures. Like stay who you are. Don't try to be like anybody else. Don't try to make yourself look perfect, because we're all not perfect. And who knows, like if somebody's in your area or if they join your team or whatever, and you guys end up, you want to make sure that you're offering that same appearance that you do on your social media in person. So that is pretty much what I do with like editing my pictures. I have gotten my presets from Etsy, and that is actually from Gabby Woodley. She actually helped me out with getting that started, but honestly, it's worth it. You can get like a bundle for like $5. You can do one for like $2, $1. All these apps are free. So it's really just kind of playing with it, seeing what theme you want to do, and just stick to it and be consistent with it, because it's going to draw that attention in. It's just kind of eye-catching. So as far as like creating your own story goes, keep that in mind, that when you create your own story, like be you. Like I said, don't be anybody else. Like add your own pictures of you in there. Don't steal from other people, because they're not your lifestyle. So for example, let's say I steal a picture from Ashley and it's like of her family or of her house. Well, that's not my house. And then I post a picture of my house like tomorrow. People are going to get confused. So like keep it simple and keep it like you. So Ashley is going to actually touch on like posting on your story and kind of going more into that.
Okay, hold on. I'm putting it in the chat right now. Actually, I'm not even going to put it in the chat. If you guys want to know how to do a preset, literally there's no way to explain it. It's the most stressful thing. So YouTube, how to download a preset in Lightroom and Etsy. Okay, so like Haley was saying, the importance of using your own stories, guys, I cannot stress this enough. Like, and I'm going to say it, I probably said this like 1,000 times, stop taking other people's stories that are blurry. It's okay to take one that was just posted and it's like, and it's clear, okay? But some people are posting like these TFX reviews from customers and you can't even read it. Like, don't just throw up a BS story just to get it up there. Like, literally make sure that if you think that a story is great, and you know there's a testimony from a customer, you know, make sure you have your own customers who are sending you testimonies and like having them love the results and using your own. That's why we were just talking about the apps that you should be using. So Over, I love using the app Over. It does cost, but it's worth it. And then I will make one and then I see everyone stealing mine. Like, it's so important to just use your own. And if you start using your own, I promise you that, you know, your business will like explode. But I promise, like, just be honest right now. Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever used someone else's story. Like, literally just throw a 1 in the chat, because we all know that we have before. See, look at, like, everyone's saying that they have, and there's nothing wrong with it, except the fact that if everybody's using everyone's story, like, say someone follows me and Haley, but we're using each other's story, like, we're from the same area, we have the same followers, you know, some of the same followers. Like, it's no value in it, you know, like nobody thinks that's your, you know, customer texting you. So just make sure that you have your own stories. And if you are using someone else's, just make sure it's not blurry. It's not that hard to just look at something and think like, okay, is this clear? Would I buy this from this person if, you know, I saw this? No, half the time people can say no because it's so blurry. what was I going to talk about? Okay, so what I'm posting about, like I was saying, the 4 things that I post about, I'm always posting quotes. I will post pictures of me making my coffee. I will post like videos of me watching sermons. I like to post pictures of my daughter. Obviously, I swear I post about her more than I post about myself. And then, you know, just like videos and pictures of like my fiance around our house and stuff like that. So figure out those things you're going to post about. Don't only post about it works. So that's kind of just like stories. And then Haley, I want you to talk about how you like to, you know, build that engagement with people. Because like we were saying before this, you know, if people will say like, oh, you know, I'm posting about the opportunity on my feed and on my story, but I'm just not getting anyone to reply, I'm not getting any engagement, then guys, you need more followers, you need better pictures, and you need to engage with people. Like that's what it comes down to. You have to start, you know, interacting with other people. So what ways do you like to interact with Haley, with people, so that, you know, they're starting to see more of your stuff?
Yeah, for sure. So like every time it's so easy for us to fall in the scroll hole. So anytime that we are just like mindlessly scrolling, if you are just scrolling with no interaction, you better unfollow all those people, because if you don't, you should be liking and commenting on all those people that you scrolled by. And if you don't, then obviously you don't care to interact with them, and you don't really care for them. You don't care about them. So unfollow. If you find someone who is super attractive, like compliment them or ask them where they got their outfit, or just kind of like engage them. If you're really interested, send them a personal message, and I promise you they'll probably get back to you, unless they have like 20,000 followers, but you never know. They could be spam, but whatever. So yeah, just like be personable. Like don't lie in a comment. Don't say someone's child is cute if they're ugly. Like be real. I mean, I'm not going to go like too far into that, but other ways to like interact with your people is through stories. So when you are viewing people's stories, obviously the people who pop up first in those little bubbles are the people who Instagram either wants you to see because they're always consistent, or maybe you've already interacted with them multiple times, or they just posted. So for example, Ashley is literally always in my top 5 because I'm always viewing her stories, or I'm always interacting with her post, or she's just constantly putting up a new post every hour. So Instagram will notify your followers and kind of like put you in the core front of the story bubbles if you are consistently adding to it. So that's kind of like another thing of why it's really important to post stories, because people view that more than they do your profile. But your profile is going to be the indicator of, okay, am I going to follow this person, and can I get value from this person? So keep that in mind. But yeah, so like you can swipe up on people's stories and ask them a question. You can engage with them. You can drop emojis. You can like, you know, use the voting things. You can do the emoji sliders. Even with, it's kind of like use that for yourself. If you would do that to someone else's story, like put that on yours, so that way you can have other people engaging with your stuff. That's another interaction piece. And with that, I know Ashley is amazing at posting on her story, and she's so good at putting up challenges. She's really good at like being consistent with the products and talking about the opportunity and doing different ways to post about it, to where it's not just product, and then her baby, product. Like she's constantly being creative with everything she puts out, and nothing is like a copy and paste post every single time. So it's very real, and that's what people are drawn to. So Ashley, I want you to talk about kind of like how you come up with your challenges and how you're consistent with it, kind of thing. Hey, you're muted.
Dang, I was about to get it. Okay, so at the beginning of every single month, I will go to Google on my phone and I'll print out a calendar for the month. So for May, at the beginning of this month, I've printed out May 2019 calendar. And then I will print it out and I will write down the products that I'm going to focus on for the first day to the 7th day. And then the 7th to the 14th to the 21st, 21st to the end of the month. So for a whole week, you're going to focus on one product. You're not using this and you're posting about, you know, like 6 different products. Like you're using the coffee in the morning, and then at lunch you're using your Thermophyte X, and then at night you're washing your face with the cleanser, toner, repair. You know, it's like people are like, what does she sell? So focus on one product for 7 days, and I can't stress that enough. So what I like to do, ways that I will post about the product in, you know, like, okay, so for example, I can post, a boomerang of me making my coffee. I can post a video of me talking about why I like my coffee. I can post a picture of me with the coffee. And like I did it today, I like saved the same picture and it popped up different things on my story. So it was like, who wants to lose coffee or drink coffee and lose weight? I'm looking for 5 people. Swipe up and type coffee for info. So do some type of call to action. I know Haley's going to talk about that, but do like a swipe up and type or swipe up and message me. And so another way you can post, I could post a picture of Haley with the coffee and I can say, my friend Haley loves the coffee. These are her results. So that would be like the first one. And then the second one would be her results. Make sure that any results you're posting are corporate approved. They're really cracking down on that. So if you're using, even if the top 5 income earner is using non-corporate approved pictures, don't do that because you can get in trouble. So make sure that any pictures that you're putting on your story are corporate approved before and after pictures. And if you have, like Haley has results, and like I think she's in like the works of getting them corporate approved. So make sure that you're at least like trying to get them approved. Yeah, and if you guys want to put your Instagram in the chat, you can do that too. So say, for example, if I posted like a challenge photo. So say like this, literally as of today, I'm focusing on the coffee. So I signed up 2 customers yesterday. So what I could do is take that challenge photo and you can make these. That's why we said download these apps, download Word Swag, download Over it. And you can literally Google like coffee beans and make that the top of the picture and then do like 1, 2, 3, 4, like put, 1 through 7. That's what I always do, 1 through 7 of the names of people that are going to sign up. Every single day you're adding a name to it. So if I could say, my friend Haley loves the coffee, nobody knows Haley's a distributor. And then the next thing could be the challenge photo and it says Haley. Like they don't necessarily have to sign up, but create that sense of urgency on your stories. And I know like, I feel like everybody already knows that, but I feel like there are also like new people on here as well. So anytime you've seen me posting something or you've seen Haley posting something, like just do what we do, but don't use it. If I'm posting a video of me making my coffee, you need to post a video of you making your coffee. So just a few ways that you could focus on those products. And then also, like customers saying that they like them as well, but also making sure that they're your customers. And if they're not, that they're clear pictures that you're putting on your story of text from your customers. Make some type of challenge photo for every single week. So print out that calendar. Even if it's, mid through the month right now, do it now and figure out what products you're going to focus on through the month. And then, like I said, continuing to add to that challenge photo. Even if, every time you sign someone, if you see me, every time I sign a customer, I'm either, taking a boomerang of the enrollment complete on my eSuite, or I'm doing a screenshot through the Connect app. For a while, like the Connect app wasn't working. And I'm like, I got to prove that I'm signing up customers. So I was like doing the enrollment complete. So anytime you're enrolling someone, you need to post it. And so say, for example, I do Facebook and Instagram. So if I'm talking on Host to Post about the cleanse and I sign a customer for the cleanse, I can still say on my story, if I'm focusing on the coffee, Haley, thank you for your order, even though she bought the cleanse from Facebook. They don't know. Haley, thank you for your order. Now her name's added to the challenge. So making sure that you're doing that, you're saving those, and you can go through your archive and like look at, the names you put on there the day before if you forget to save it. And then Haley, you can talk about just like the call to action stuff that we were talking about that you always do at the end of your post.
Yeah. So like call to action. So this honestly, especially with engagement, like this doesn't just have to be with It Works. You can totally add all the little features that Instagram wants you to use on your story to where it's like kind of like getting to know you. Okay. So for example, on my story, if you guys have not checked it out, I have posted about my podcast. I posted about a new post that I put up on my page. So like that could be a call to action when you actually put up a post on your profile, like share that or put up the post or put up the picture that you did post on your story and say new post. I was going to say I did type my name in, right? Yeah, I did. Okay. And you could say like new post or for example, like what I have my caption is totally not even It Works related. So, but I still want that interaction. I still want to build it. So kind of like calling people to go tap your post to view it and like it and comment on it. So for example, if that post that I made today was about like who's looking, to drop weight, I'm big into fitness, blah, 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 blah. Comment below if you want info on what I do kind of thing, or if you really need help dropping weight. That can be like a call to action that you actually put in your story. So that can be a way. I'm posting about my faith. I'm posting about me making my coffee. I'm posting about the products, the results right after. I post about how we're doing this Instagram training tonight, like, but it doesn't say anything about it works, right? It doesn't say anything about it, but people know that I'm training people how to grow your Instagram with Ashley, and that it's a team effort, and we're wanting people to learn how to better ourselves and to better grow our business, but they don't know what we do yet. So that could be a curiosity thing that I'm going to have Ashley talk about when it comes to messaging. And then if you keep going on my story, I'm having people answer the quiz to where, like, let's see how well you know me. So these are literally simple questions, and it doesn't even have to be about it works. Like, one of them is, where do I earn an extra income from? And the answer is social media. Like, anybody who votes on that or anybody who doesn't, that could be a message that I message them about, right? I'm having people, I don't know, ask or answer, like, how old I am, what's my favorite part to train at the gym, where do I get my gym clothes at, am I like a social bee or am I a homebody, like, where do I live, kind of thing, and just kind of have fun with it, like, have people get to know you through that. And then yeah, like I just posted about fitness, but so like using the swipe up feature, using the vote. So always putting a positive and a positive in it. You'll never give someone the option to say no or to say like a negative response. So always change the yes and no on the poll to something positive, so you have kind of like more of a reason to message somebody. Use the little quiz. That is a new feature that Instagram just put up. So you can make your own question and have like, I don't know how many answers you can put in there, but you get to choose like which.
I think it's 3 or 4.
I think it's probably 4.
Okay.
I think so. And then you can put like, yeah, like use the little GIFs that are on Instagram. Let me see if I'm missing anything. The emoji slider. I mean, Instagram has these features for you to use for a reason, because they want you to build more of kind of like a better usage, I guess you could say, for your Instagram. Just kind of keeping it more effective and fun. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, you can add music to it. You can tag where you are. You can mention people. So for example, like I could mention Ashley in like my next post that we had this training. You can use hashtags. Hashtags, you guys, are going to be life if you need more followers, which is what we're going to touch on that soon. But I do want Ashley to kind of talk about like the messaging part. When you do the call to action, if people don't message you, you should be messaging them, because more than likely they need to see your stuff like 7 to 20 times in order to really want to reach out to you, unless they're like desperate. But I know she is like amazing at messaging, better than I am. So I do want her to talk about kind of how she messages, what she says. It's really simple, you guys. Like, I swear it's so simple. You just have to do it. So Ashley, go ahead and go into that.
So if you guys notice, like, so the people who are following Haley and they knew the answers, it's because she's posting about that stuff on her feed. Like, people know, you know, what she likes to work out. People know where she lives because she's posting about that. So just making sure that, you know, the answer is not just going to be it works and that's going to be the only answer that they know. And as far as like needing examples of this, just Google how to use the quiz, or YouTube, how to use quiz on Instagram story, and it will come up with some ideas. But so what was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, we didn't even have this like in our thing. I'm like, that's like the most important part. I was like, but we'll keep it till the end. Okay, so a few ways that I like to message people is, so anytime I don't know. I feel like people are unmuted. Give me 1 second. I don't know if I was echoing or what. Okay, so I like to use multiple different ways to message people. So what I like to do is I will message the people who like my post. So I posted a Target gift card giveaway and I have like 600 likes. So even if they didn't comment, like, I'm going to say, hey, I saw that you liked my post about the Target giveaway. Do you want an entry? And then what I'm doing from there is I'm having them add me on Facebook, and then they're doing a host to post, because nobody that's my friend on Facebook is also my friend or that follows me on Instagram. Like, I didn't like bring them together yet. So that's something that I just did a few days ago, actually like yesterday, with the Target gift card giveaway. So I'm messaging the people who like my post. You can message the people who comment. You can message your followers. What I like to do is I will just go down my following, and you can change the list to like, you know, most recent. And you can go to the people who, when you first started your Instagram, who follow you, and you can say, hey, Natalie, I'm not sure if you saw my story about the coffee. Are you interested? I have a few product tester spots open. Are you interested? And then they're going to say yes. Like, or they're either going to say yes or no. Literally, who cares? Get out those messages. Figure out how many people you're going to message every single day on Instagram and just get it done. So today already by like 3 o'clock, I had messaged 70 people on Instagram. So before I go to bed, I have to send 30 more. And those are going to be the people through my likes on my Target gift card giveaway, because I'm getting them to do a host a post for me onto Facebook. I'm transferring them as my friend on Facebook and having them host a post for me. So don't overcomplicate it. Don't say, oh, well, I'm saying a product tester, like people think it's free. People don't think it's free. You think people think that. Whenever I say I have a few product tester spots open, I explain what the coffee is after they say yes. And I ask them if they want price information. If someone says they thought it was free, I'm sorry for the miscommunication. It's not free, but I can give you my discount. So just making sure that you're sending out those messages every day. I like to do Facebook and Instagram. What I've been doing is every other day, focusing on one. So like today's Instagram, tomorrow's going to be Facebook. And it's just going to go back and forth to where I'm not stressing out about trying to balance both every single day. I keep getting distracted by the questions. I'm like, we're going to look at them afterwards, but I keep getting distracted. So making sure that you figure out that number of how many people you want to message every single day, and then you just get to work and you do it. You can send to people who don't follow you, or people that you don't follow. So say, for example, if I'm going down my feed and I follow them, but they don't follow me back, like you can only send 10 an hour. But if you follow them and they follow you, you can send as many as you want. So those 70 that I sent earlier, I did that within like 25 minutes. You can send out a lot if they follow you and you follow them as well, which really you shouldn't be messaging people who don't follow you anyways, unless you're trying to expand into a different area or something like that. So I'm just going to talk about this, Haley, and then you can, I'm going to talk about how I like to add to my network, and then you can talk about how I don't know why I put interact.
That's okay.
Okay. So for me personally, right after I went diamond, so about 3.5 years ago, I decided, okay, I love Facebook, but I want to, expand into Instagram. Now, it wasn't someone who didn't know everything, but the things that I didn't know, I went to YouTube and I tried to figure it out. So if you aren't following new people every single day, then you need to figure out how you're going to do that. A lot of people will say, well, I'm not having people swipe up on my story, not having people like my stuff, because you don't have enough followers. So what I do every day, I follow 200 people a day. So if you look at my ratio right now, I think I have like 11.4K followers, and then I follow like 6,000. So every night before I go to bed, I unfollow people through the app cleaner. I unfollow the people who don't follow me back. Not every night, maybe every 3 nights. I don't want to unfollow people immediately if they didn't follow me back. But what I like to do is you can go to places and you can type in, don't do this because this is literally what I do, but you can do like the Sky Deck in Chicago, like the Sky Deck in Chicago, and you can look at the people who checked in there, or Great Wolf Lodge in Kansas City. That's exactly what I do. Or you can do the, what's that cupcake? The ATM cupcake machine in Las Vegas. You can search that in the places at the top, and you can see people who checked in there. So what I'll do is I'll click on one of them, literally a girl who is like a distributor on my team. I followed through someone checking into the Sky Deck lounge location or something. I don't know what it was. But figure out those, my Instagram's public right now, but it's normally private. So go through, so say for example, if I saw Haley as one of the top people, then I would follow her, and then I'd go through her likes. First, I'd look at her page, see if she sold anything, because I don't want to go to someone's page and see that they sell Monet, and then I'm following all of their followers or likes, because they're probably people with that company and you don't want to steal their followers anyways. So you can click on, I click on Haley's profile. She checked in somewhere.
Other people do that to us, but we're not going to be those people. Exactly. So go on.
So say Haley posted hers, and then I can go through all of the likes on there. Sometimes Instagram's weird where you can click follow, and you think you're following these people, and then you go. So say for example, it's like all these names, and then I click follow, and then I go to click on that name to go follow their likes. It won't say following. So sometimes it's like 19 every 5 minutes. Sometimes you can follow 200 people. So just figure out, make sure, sometimes I write tallies. Recently I've just been able to follow like 200 people a day, just with like manually. So I don't use an app to follow people. I don't use Captivate. I used to do that. But you're literally clicking people's names anyways when you're adding them to your Captivate. So you might as well just actually follow them. So yeah, those are pretty much ways that I like to follow people. Figure out places that you would like to go. I would love to go to the Cupcake ATM in Las Vegas. Like if I ever go there, I'm going to go directly to the damn Cupcake ATM. So figure out, locations that you'd like to go to or that you've been before. I always used to go to Great Wolf Lodge whenever I was little. So whenever I'm interacting with those people, I can say, oh my God, I always used to go there. I love that place. Did you guys have fun doing the story time at 8 o'clock or whatever time it's at? So just making sure that you're figuring out that location of people you want to follow through. Make sure you're following people who you could see yourself being friends with. So I'm not going to go follow someone who doesn't have a profile. I'm not going to go follow someone who like is a guy. I don't follow guys. So just figure out those people that you want to follow and making sure that you're doing about, you know, like 200 a day. Some people do 600 a day. For me, 200 works for me. And then I always keep it private. Right now it's public, but I'm going to turn it to private after we get off of this, and then they'll have to follow request me back. So Haley, I'm sure it's pretty much the exact same way, but I wanted to see how for you, like, how do you like to add to your network and get more followers, and how many people are you following a day?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory on that. So my main places that I typically go to is the Explore page. And so when you go to your Explore page, and if you don't know where that is, it's just the magnifying glass at the bottom. It's that icon. You click it, and that's just a whole sheet of pictures and profiles and whatever. So it basically looks like this. So these are going to be people that Instagram filters in there that you are not following, but they are based on your similar interest or the people that you do follow. So it's kind of like Instagram is collecting more people for you to meet and to follow based on who you're following right now. So for example, I'm following a lot of fitness people, bloggers, and that's pretty much it. Okay. So like, I will just scroll until I find an appealing picture or someone who's really cute, or maybe someone who's having a lot of fun. I don't really have many college students just because I can't relate to that. I'm not in college, and I just can't relate to it. So I just won't do it. But like this girl, for example, I think she's really cute. Her outfit's really cute. So like, I will go to her and I'll go to her likes and follow through there. And then I'll probably do like 5 to 10 people, so it's not too crazy, and then move on to the next person. Let's say, okay, so this girl, she checked into this place, this ice cream place. So I will go and look at the ice cream place and see who tagged themselves there. So like, even if you don't know where to find a location, or you're kind of drawing a blank, or you're spending way too much time trying to think, just go through your Explore page and go picture by picture by picture, because people are bound to post their location in their picture, and they're bound to have more than 500 likes on their pictures. So there's always going to be different ways for you to follow people, but you just have to be consistent with it and keep it like in your interest. So let's say, for example, maybe you are going to an event that's coming up around the corner. So we have a event location out here that's outside in St. Louis, and they have a ton of country concerts. It's called Hollywood Casino. So like, let's say I'm going to a concert here in the next few weeks, and I want to like go to the event page and check to see who all has checked in from the concerts, like from now and then in the past. So like, I could do that and follow people because they're local, they're around me. If you're going on vacation anytime soon, you can start building that following in that location that you're going to be at, and just kind of do that for like the next couple months. So it's just kind of like thinking ahead when you're following, and being smart about who you follow. And I mean, that's pretty much it. And if you feel like you're not getting a lot of followers back, then that's really going to come down to like your post, and if you're just being consistent in what it looks like when someone goes to your feed. So just remember, like, being you is the most important thing you can do. Don't try to be like anybody else when you work Instagram, and keep it super personal. You can keep following Ashley and I, especially for tips on our stories, and I think it's really helpful and gives you different ideas, because she has a completely different lifestyle than I do. Like, I don't have any attachments. So I'm not married. I'm not in a relationship. I don't have kids. So like, it's totally not like that's a bad thing, but it's totally different, like a different lifestyle. So if you have kids, you want to relate more to Ashley and what she's posting and how she's doing it, even with having a family. So she's still making time. And let's say like she's putting Chloe down, she's going to go and work her business for a little bit, or she's going to post about Chloe taking a nap and then go follow some people on Instagram. Like, it's kind of like you have to figure out when you're going to put the time in to do it. No matter what your lifestyle is, no matter if you have a lot of time like I do, or maybe not so much time like Ashley does. So yeah, she has time, but it's just different. So I mean, that's pretty much like the big thing. I don't know if you have anything else to say about that. I'm just looking through my notes really quick before I forget.
I think that's it. And then once we end the recording, we'll look at the questions. But the last thing that I wanted to say, so for me, for a long time, whenever I had, you know, I mean, I still have people on my team who are in college who are killing it, but whenever they were about to promote or they were promoting and stuff like that, I was following through colleges. So you can literally Google colleges in Alabama. And if you're a college student or you want people who are college students, you can do that. And then you can just go type that in the places. So then I started having college students follow me. So then I was posting about Jessica and Jordan and the people on my team who were are promoting and posting about, you know, what basically that they were successful. I follow, like, my daughter sleeps in a DockATot. I don't even care. Tell me that she shouldn't sleep in it, but she sleeps freaking 13 hours a night. So I go to the Instagram, like DockATot has an Instagram. So then I can go follow their likes. I literally did that last week, and one lady was like, my daughter loves that too. She sleeps in it. I'm like, oh my God, no way. But like making that like connection with those people. But I think that's pretty much it. So I'm going to actually end the recording right now.